and hope you have some amazing plans for this coming New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So, welcome to the last pre-market show of the year, 2019. Norm, how's it going on your end? Hope everything is well.
Hey, good morning, Carlos. Happy New Year's Eve. I'm doing great, and I'm gonna be doing the pre-market show with you. And I'm gonna cut out a few minutes early
Mm-hmm.
and hang with my son all
Hope you
day.
have some
So
amazing
looking
plans for
forward
this
to it. Hope
coming
you're
New
doing
Year.
well too.
Yep, excellent. That's a great plan, man. I plan to do the same. I think today's gonna get some. It's not a half a day, right? It's a full day today.
No,
Um, and
this is a full day of trading.
yep,
Market is closed tomorrow, and then we're back open on Thursday. I anticipate regular volume will resume on Monday, the 6th.
yeah, yep. That makes perfect sense. I'm shocked that today's not a half a day, but it is what it is. I think volume's gonna die down anyways. A lot of people are gonna
Well,
be heading out, and like you said, starting to spend time with the family.
not that it's great trading, but you got to remember there's a whole lot of year-end stuff that institutions have to do and transactions they have to make. So that's a big reason why it's not a half day to them.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
So,
Perfect
and
sense.
it can cause things to be a little funky. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
my son's school is closed. That's why I'll be with him. But that having been said, I'm not really. My feelings aren't hurt that the market, but that I'll be away for the day.
Absolutely not. That's a better way to spend your time, man. All right, so here we go, guys. Here's what we had yesterday. Quite a bit of a list. We had a lot of movers, man. NIO yesterday was insane towards the end. We'll go over this as well. We had
Yep.
ARD continues to just be extremely active, guys.
Rad. All right.
Rad. Yes, I actually did that on purpose.
Just call it rad.
Yeah, I know. So here's Rad, guys. Again, continues to be very active, guys. Look, it had a nice run up. We know the rejection at 24. Yesterday, we talked about it. It looked very short. It looked like I was short bias on this as well. I did not take this trade, unfortunately. But look at this beautiful drop all the way from 19 down to 16. Today we're gapping down another 4.3. So we'll be looking at this again, and we still have shares for short on it. It is on short selling restriction, but again, I think it's a stock that's it was way too extended on the daily. So some of this drop is it's no longer a pullback here to go higher. You can see here we're losing a lot of momentum here on Rite Aid. So again, traded very well yesterday. If we look at the intraday trading, look at this beautiful pop. There's a beautiful rising double, guys. This is what we look for. This pop towards the VWAP. Here's your entry, and then look at the rejection right back down, straight down, almost to the low of the day, and then some. So again, just a perfect trade here if you're looking for that rising double. And again, that rising double, we usually look for the stock to be selling off at the pre-market, which this did right here, right before the open. You get this push up towards the VWAP, and that's the entry you want to take for the drop back down. So ARD was great. Let's look at WVE. Now this one, I didn't look at the price action closely. Let's look at the 5-minute on here. Let's get this over. Yeah, so I didn't look at the actual price action after the fact when I noticed it was too late already. Had a beautiful opening range breakdown here on the 5, a nice pullback. This is your entry here for that opening range breakdown on the 5 if you're using the body, which I tend to like to use the body instead of the actual wick. Some people use the wicks and they will get in at the breakout of the wick for the opening range breakout, right? Of the 5-minute or the 15-minute or whatever time frame you're looking at. There's just so many different ways you can trade this opening range breakout. I like to anticipate the move. So what that means is I wait for the pullback. I'll get in here anticipating the move towards the low of the day. You get a better entry. Yes, you might get stopped out more often than not, but you get a better entry when you get the move. You usually are able to capitalize on a real nice good move. If you're risking 1 to 2, 1 to 3 on every single trade, you will be profitable on that strategy. Okay. So again, just a beautiful short. Never gave any kind of pullback. Never tested your entries. You could have been all the way down towards this level down here. What's
It
around
was crazy
780.
to see that dramatic drop, and then it did absolutely nothing the rest of the day.
Yeah, yeah. It's just kind of stalled here and just kind of went sideways. Unlike the other ones we had, NIO and Roku. These other ones were
Yeah.
really moving even later in the day. Some of them bounced back pretty nice. Here's Roku, guys. Again, Roku, beautiful drop as well. Roku continues to just trade so well. Look at this 1 minute, how clean this is, right? It's trying to stay above the VWAP, cannot, loses it. Look at the pullback to the VWAP on the 1 minute, right? Now that's a great entry there for open range breakdown. And this candle here, although you want to be cautious with these type of wicks, look at the rejection happening at 139 or so, and look at the drop. Again, you want to wait for this candle to settle in. This is a great entry right here in the next opening 5-minute towards for a short. Again, just losing the low of the day becomes a beautiful drop, and then from there never really looks back, never tests your entry. This could have been a beautiful trade as well. NIO, guys, was very, very active. Look at the opening range breakup, very strong here. Look at the 1 minute, how clean this is. You get the pop and the pullback, right? That right there, ABCD pattern on the 1, followed by an opening range breakup. This is a good combination. We talk about this in class 4. When you see that combination, it's always a great trade with a good risk to reward to take. Stalled off a little bit here. Took a bit to get going, around 310 or so, and then eventually did take off nicely, hitting the high of the day. This thing was strong, and then from there it never really looked back. I think it went up to $5 here. So again, this thing just took off. If you had an opening range breakup entry here or an ABCD pattern off the 1, this thing treated you really nice throughout the entire day. Yes, I think towards the end it gave back some, right? Came back and looked at it. Yeah, it gave back some towards the end of the day. But again, just an amazing move on NIO yesterday. Now, this is the type of stock that we used to trade quite a bit before, Norm. And this was the type of trade we were seeing, right? After it dropped down, it was very choppy, it wasn't clean anymore. But hopefully NIO can continue to stay active. This morning already 5 million shares traded so far. I mean, it's
very active this morning, up 15%. It's not going to hit our gappers list because it doesn't meet the criteria. It's under $5. And the ATR is too small, but we'll be keeping it on our list for sure because it is in play.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one we're going to keep an eye on. It could be in play for the next couple of days coming up. Max R was also very nice, guys, but this is one I was really focused on, but just got so extended on the 5 minute. I was concerned taking this trade, and then these pullbacks on the 5 were just a little wild. The next candles here and here, I didn't know what to think of that. If you look at the 1, it's very clean. If you're trading off the 1, this would have been an amazing trade here. Nice ABCD pattern, nice bull flag, a nice pullback towards the VWAP. But on the 5, it just didn't look all that clean. Now, we did call this out on a 1 minute breakout. I mean, started just heading higher here, very nice. So a lot of you guys took that trade, which is nice. But again, very active. Then from there, after the drop right back down towards this area here on $16, it just became very choppy. Not really anything else going on. Volume starts coming in. We get these plays a lot, right? Where it drops down, find some kind of support, and then you just got to sit and wait. Here's the clear resistance that we're having at this range, right? But you can see the higher lows coming up, and then you just got to wait for the volume to come in, right? Do not trade this until the volume comes in. You can see here the volume is very low, so you don't want to touch this at this time. When you see the volume coming in, it's an indication that it can now be active. Let's look at SVRA. So this one here, guys, again, this was a low. I'm not sure it was a low flow, but again, it was very active at the pre-market. Had one pop here towards 599, then a huge drop. I don't know if I remember if I had shares for sure on this one. And then from here, it just became very choppy, just really nothing tradable. The pre-market traded better than the actual open. Towards the end, I think this one started taking off as well. Yeah, here it is. Started taking off, just like NIO kind of took off in the middle of the day here. This one just kind of took off here as well, going all the way up to 520 yesterday towards the market close. Today we got 2 million shares traded so far. It's pretty much flat at the moment, but it might be one that's active today just because of the share volume. Let's look at some possibles. We had Tesla. Tesla was amazing, guys. Beautiful open range breakdown. The SPY was selling off as well, dragging Tesla, Nvidia, and some of these other stocks that we watch on a regular basis. This was a beautiful drop. Again, just look at the 1 minute, how clean this was. So if you look at the SPY and you had Tesla up, you could have taken advantage of this move and been able to capitalize on this short when the market was selling off at the open. AXSM, nothing much. I actually didn't watch the action on this one, so I'm not sure what it did. SAVA was, I believe, one of the low flows of the day, but look how choppy this thing was. Again, very active. Today looks like we have some activity on it as well in the gappers list, but again, not really anything that was clean here, unless you took a nice clean opening range breakup. Well, not clean, nice fast opening range breakup here, but overall, it's just nothing that clean. CRWD, we're still going to keep an eye on this one for a possible breakout. Didn't happen yesterday, kind of sold off. This could have been because of the market sold off as well at the open pretty hard. So I could have dragged this down, but again, no breakout on CRWD just yet. But the daily still looks great. Could be a good possibility in the next coming days. All right, let's get rid of all of this here. And Norm, what do we have in regards to the SPY this morning? What can we expect? I know it's a slow day, but how about coming next week? Any action when we get back?
And back to you, Carlos. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
that's about how quiet it is. Yeah, market is essentially dead flat, pretty low volume on the SPY. Economic calendar, we actually do have a couple of pieces of data coming out this morning. 9 a.m., we've got the Case-Shiller Home Price Index. And then at 10 a.m., consumer confidence. Consumer confidence is a pretty important number. So that actually could cause some movements when it comes out at 10 a.m. Other than that, no robotless claims, manufacturing PMI on Thursday. Motor vehicle sales for this month will come out on Friday. And minutes from the last FOMC meeting 2 weeks ago will be released at 2 p.m. on Friday. So
All right.
that's what we got going on.
All right, just bringing up your announcement list here so we have it ready. Just give me 1 second. All right, here we go. Okay, excellent. All right, guys, so let's take a look at this list. Pretty light at the moment, not a lot going on right now, but we do have some good ones. ARD, we have Roku, and we have SAVA, which was active also yesterday. So let's take a look at our friend here, Roku. All right, so looking at Roku, guys, we are down today, 2.6. Man, this is a beautiful drop here on Roku. So yes, Peter, ARD. So here we have Roku is down quite a bit, 2.6 with some good volume this morning. Let's take a look at our 5-minute here just to see what's going on. And we are getting towards this level 127, which we had before, an area of nice support right over here, support in this area as well. And then we have some other areas we can reach out to on Roku. So again, beautiful drop on Roku here today. Had a great selling off day. Yes, I think we're going to get some activity out of Roku this morning. Already trading very nice in the pre-market. So that's good to see. Next, we have RAD.
It's actually Roku has dropped yesterday. It opened and then fell below. It's medium term, meaning like 3 months trend line that's been in an upward move. So it very well could be interesting to see what happens there today.
All right, excellent. So yes, guys, we do have a full trading day. I see some questions coming up on YouTube. So it is a full trading day today. Yeah, so Roku's going to be fun to watch today. Again, it looks very nice pre-market right now. The levels looks great. Is it going to hold this 127 or is it going to drop down further? RAD this morning, this one, again, just very active over the last couple of days, giving a huge rejection off 24. I'm going to remove these levels and we'll get some fresh ones. We already have a lot of the highs and lows being listed here for the last 2 trading days. We'll get some more down here towards the bottom. I think towards the top, you're looking pretty good. So we'll do that in a second. Right now, pre-market activity is looking good. Again, we have some volume. We're down 5%. We do have shares for short. It is on short selling restriction, but I think this one has been very active over the last couple of days. And again, just got very extended on the daily, so we might be seeing some of that drop because of that. SAVA, this one here, was active yesterday. Not the cleanest daily chart. I mean, this thing is having a nice run up here over the last couple of days. Yesterday, look at the daily chart. It opened up, popped up to 7 or so, and then just closed right back where it opened up from. So again, not much action on this candle. We're down now 9%. So we're not trading as clean as we were in the last couple of days. These last 2 days don't seem to be as clean in the intraday. Here, what we have, guys, we have a pre-market activity that's so-so. We do have the volume, but 1/3 of that volume almost sitting right here in this one candle. So again, you got some volume, but the pre-market activity is very, very choppy as of right now.
And I got to tell you, I've searched high and low, and except for stuff that's been out for a good amount of time, days to weeks, I have seen no new news this morning that would cause us to be trading high volume and down 9%. So
yeah, it doesn't make it just, again, doesn't make any sense. We'll see. All right, so that's all we have for the gappers list, guys. Let's look at NASDAQ active and NASDAQ gainers. Just gonna move this over here. We have FCEL. This one, again, always on this list, never clean, always with tons of volume, just nothing that's really tradable in regards to actual patterns. INPX, also a penny stock, nothing there going on. SVRA, this one here, was active yesterday, actually. Let's look at yesterday how it traded. Yeah,
this was on our gappers. This was actually on the gappers list this morning. It's just now the drop. The gap is less than 2% down, so it is fallen off, but it may come back.
Yeah, so again, it had a great run up towards the end of the day. Towards the end of the day, look how beautiful this thing popped. Again, had a beautiful pre-market activity. At the open, just became very choppy, giving you almost nothing. Look how the resistance at 358. We had this level from the pre-market yesterday. There's a huge resistance here. It just couldn't get above that. Eventually, that last power hour, it caught on fire, and look at the volume coming in, and this thing just took off towards the high of the day, hitting all the way up to 525. Post hour, look at also how this thing traded, going up another $1 up to 625. So again, nice move on towards the close of the market. Again, I wish this would have been at the open. That would have been very nice to take advantage of. So we'll keep an eye on this one.
That is moving on a catalyst. The FDA granted them a breakthrough therapy designation on a lung disease treatment. So essentially what that means is expedite the process to get it out to the market because it is a therapy that is better. Trials have shown that it treats its disease better than anything on the market, and it's a fairly rare disease. This company specializes in orphan lung diseases. So,
Oh wow, nice, nice. All right, so hope some good news for them. They're definitely popping up nicely and seeing that volume yesterday come in, nice as well. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this one, see what comes out of that. Next we have Nasdaq Active NVCN. This one, yeah, this is one that always on here as well. This doesn't trade very clean. Look at this. Look at this daily chart. Look at this pre-market activity. Again, just not anything that looks clean. Unless there's any catalyst on this one, Norm, I don't think there's anything significant for us to watch on here.
yeah,
There is. Okay.
there is a catalyst in regards to submitting an approval for an application for some sort of disease or illness. So I have not gotten into it too deep, just because I don't really trade $3 stocks with, and it's short. It's got a low float. So, but there is actually a catalyst on it.
All right, so there's a catalyst worth keeping on our list for a possible low float this morning. When these low flows get a catalyst, they really can go. But again, guys, just be very cautious. Up 80%, 1.7 million shares traded so far. Pre-market is so-so. Now, notice this pre-market activity. You can tell, again, it's not choppy, but you can tell kind of the difference in the price action on some of these levels when we're getting to. You see how flat it is? I don't like to see that. Opposed to like let's see like a RAD, let's see like a Roku. See how clean this pre-market activity is? You have some flow to it. This one here, for some reason, lower price stock tend to trade this way with volume, right? So you're gonna notice that these candles are just a little funky here. Again, I don't like the way this usually trades, so just be cautious with these type of low flow stocks. All right, let's head over to ONTX one. That's a penny stock. Let's look at Apple. What do we have going on with Apple here? So Apple looks good, very active, 434,000 shares traded right now. Good pre-market activity, good action here. Might be getting a little toppy and giving some back. We did talk about this might just go sideways for a bit, but every time we think we're going to go sideways, we get a nice pop out. So we'll see. We'll see. I think
I thought it was going to sit sideways longer than it did at 280, and it decided to make a big move. So
yeah. So we'll see what happens here, guys. Hopefully this thing can give us a good trading day today, but it looks very active like Roku. Again, it could be part of what you mentioned, Norm. A lot of people are going to be moving, shifting things here and there for the end of the year. So we'll see what kind of action we can get. Hopefully some of that movement can be tradable, right? Hopefully we can get something out of it. OCGN not doing much here, guys, so we'll skip this one. AMD this morning, also very active. Actually, let me add Apple. I'm going to add AMD. AMD looks good today as well. If you look at AMD, look at the pre-market activity now. 431,000 shares traded. Kind of got getting a little toppy here. 47.19, giving some back, heading down towards this moving average. Also a level of support we have right around here, so this is good. Definitely worth watching on this on AMD. Next we have
AMD actually got an analyst upgrade out of Rosenblatt. It's a price target upgrade, not a designation upgrade. It's been a buy. Actually, it pretty good because they were one of the few that first upgraded it at the end of October. The price target from 42 to 52. It's been done a pretty good job of heading toward that since then. And now they've upgraded their price target from 52 to 65.
Wow. Again, AMD, guys, if you just go back a couple of days here, this thing has been ripping. It was trading just pure chop here. Couldn't find any type of direction. But man, since October, this thing has just done nothing but just rip higher and higher. So again, good stuff for AMD happening here today. Not today, but over the last couple of months. And also here, very active today, so definitely worth keeping an eye on. What else we have here? OCGN, a penny stock. GHSI, also a penny stock. We'll skip this one. SAVA, we do have on our list already. Again, has okay pre-market activity. Hopefully we can get something out of it. Continuation towards the bottom here if possible. NVCN, again, low flow of the day with some catalyst. Right now, I don't like this pre-market activity at the moment. It is up 82%. So we'll see. The daily chart obviously is very, very bad on this stock. Doesn't have much going on for it, trading under $4 for the most part. But hopefully with their catalyst today, they can get something going. FCEL, as usual, nothing great. Neuro, N-U-R-O, has a interesting daily chart here. Had a nice pop last month, and it looks like we have been able to hold this with some nasty intraday trading. What I mean nasty, just look at the choppiness, guys, right? You see there's no flow to it at all. Today we're up 18%. Pre-market activity is not looking all that great. We have 120,000 shares traded so far, which is quite a bit. But again, I'm not just seeing anything good in regards to pre-market activity.
Back there, Carlos.
Oh, it was a reverse split. Even worse. I'm thinking it was some kind of catalyst or something. All right, so that's not even nothing exciting there. SLGL. This one is getting some activity. Actually, this one gapped up yesterday on our list. How did it trade? Yeah, this is a horrible pre-market activity. Look at this thing here, guys. Just not a great pre-market activity yesterday on this gap up, and then just kind of sold off for the rest of the day. You don't have any inventory available for sure. So again, I'm not interested in these type of stocks that trade like that. iMac, and I'm sure this is not Apple. What do we have on iMac? Oh, horrible activity, no action. We'll skip this one. TORC, this one here this morning, also not doing anything. Again, it's got some volume, but look at the pre-market activity. Look at the daily chart. You don't want to be involved in this type of daily. It's just pretty much flat for the entire time. Last one. Oh, you got a few. UROV, no action. MEIP, no volume. IG, no volume. And NHLD, also nothing going on here. All right, guys, what do you guys have on your end? Norm, what do you like this morning?
Tesla, and you need to add Neo back. We already discussed it, but you took it off when you deleted all your lines. Tesla got it got a downgrade price target. Well,
yeah, this looks good.
Let me reiterate. Let me change what I'm saying there. So Cowen analyst reiterated their underperform rating on Tesla yesterday, and while they upgraded their price target from 190 to 210. So it's roughly half of what we are right now. Price wise, I don't know. They're off, I guess. They haven't been watching what Tesla's been doing the last month or two, or 6. So they've still got their price target way down there.
Okay, yeah, definitely worth watching.
It's very active this morning. Yep.
Yeah, no, it looks good on the pre-market activity here. Also, the daily looks very nice on this one. Again, it looks a little short buys, like it wants to keep going here, but you just never know with Tesla. They've been ripping pretty nice over the last couple of days. All right, let's get some lines in here. Norm, anything else you like this morning?
Not especially that you don't already have on the list. If I see anything, I'll shout it out.
Okay, excellent. All right, guys, let's go to the chat. Let's see what you guys have here that we don't already have on this list. So NIO, Thinko Mirror, we added that one to the list. What else we have here? SRVA, Apple, AMD. Yep, we have those. Looks like a lot of you guys already are mentioning some of the stuff that we have this morning. Yes, RAD is amazing, guys. Again, very active. So a lot of great trades from you guys on that one yesterday. And it did have inventory for sure, I think, through that entire day yesterday. So that's good. All right, let's go over to YouTube. CLB this morning doesn't really have great volume right now. Only 19,000 shares traded. It is down quite a bit, 17%. So that's great to see. But again, just not really much activity. Also, daily's a little funky on here. Got a nice little run up here in September, but overall, it seems very choppy on the daily chart. So it'll be difficult to get some levels here, even if it gets going. JDST, is that a ticker? All right, so JDST, I think is it the gold ticker? Yeah.
Yeah, gold ETF.
Gold ETF, so we won't be looking at that one. WVE was active yesterday. What is it doing today? Not much volume at the moment. You can watch this for a possible for a continuation, right? This thing looks a little bit weak here. It did not bounce back, so it's kind of holding at the close of yesterday after having a nice red day with some good relative volume, right, compared to how I usually trade. So it could be going for continuation. I'm not seeing anything great right now in the volume. It is down 1%, and pre-market's a bit flat at the moment. Let's see what else. NIO we do have. I think that was going to be good to watch. Roku, Roku is great, guys. It's going to be trading very nice this morning already. So look at how great the pre-market is. We do have that on our list. Holding on to by a finger here on the 127.86, which is a level of support. in this area, so we'll see if it can hold there, if it's going to collapse, right? So you have a nice area of support here over the last couple of days. Let's see how it handles that. What else we have here? PBTL. Let's take a look at that. PBTL. Oh, no, this is not good.
No gap, no volume on pivotal.
Yep. So we'll skip that. SLGL. I think we looked at this one. SLGL, guys. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this one, guys. Look at how it traded yesterday. Basically sold off. There is no shares for short on this one. Just this is the type of stock you want to stay away from. The way that's trading.
4.79 million float per trade ideas as well. So
yeah, no, it's if you are going to trade a low flow, at least trade something that has a great daily chart, or at least a decent daily chart, but a great pre-market activity. This is not a great pre-market activity. Look at this yesterday. You know, this type of stuff you want to avoid. Look at these gaps, right? This is where people get killed trying to take a trade here. It traded a little better at the open, but for the most part, it sold off, and you didn't have available inventory for sure. At least I didn't. With IB, so I'm not sure if anybody else did, but again, just be cautious with this type of stocks. Some of these candles, by the way, also are that's a $2 candle right there in a matter of 5 minutes. So that's the type of stuff you want to try to avoid. All right, folks. So I think we have a pretty good list for New Year's Eve. I mean, for New Year's Eve day, I think this is pretty decent. Let's go over to announcements. We'll come back and do some support and resistance. Let's bring up our list over here. There we go.
All right, guys, we are in the final stretch of getting our new website together. We'd love to add some member testimonials to it. So if you are signed in, you can go on the member dashboard. The last option at the bottom is to submit a testimonial. We would love your honest review. Also, you can submit a headshot. It's always nice to put the face with the testimonial. We won't use your whole name. You can put in what you like, what you would like to be called, initials, whatever it may be, and we sincerely appreciate it. Thank you in advance. Coming close to an end here, our holiday promotion, 40% off lifetime one-time payment membership. You can use the promo code HOLIDAYS19. Once again, that is for the lifetime with the promo code HOLIDAYS19. New scanner contest still going on. If you go into the forum, or AB will post the link, you can put your scanner, your trade idea scanner specs in the forum. Win an iPad or an iPhone. Meetups we have coming up January 18th in Seattle. After we turn over the new year and Andrew gets back in town, I'm sure this meetup calendar will start to get packed pretty quick. So if you guys, I know a lot of people mentioned Atlanta, a lot of people, because he hadn't been there, a lot of people holler out places they would like Andrew to go. If you can get a group of people, Andrew will show up if he's at all has the ability to. He loves to travel, so and he'd love to go buy you a drink. Also, 1 week chat room trial discount. If you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't been in the chat, would like to try it out, you can use the promo code premarket24 to get a week at a discount. It does not auto renew, does not turn into another kind of membership or anything like that. Just a taste of Bear Bull Traders to see if it fits your personality and trading style. If you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, you will be notified whenever we go live with new content. That having been said, Carlos, I'm going to drop off and go take care of my son, let my wife get to work. So you guys trade safe. Happy New Year. And I will do Maui. I like it, Joshua H. I will see you. If he does Maui, I'm going to that one. I'll see you guys next decade, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. No, take care, man. Enjoy your day. And we will talk to you later. And Happy New Year, man.
You got it, buddy.
All right, guys. So let's get to it. We got a pretty decent list here with some good movers. Roku, RAD, I think it's going to be interesting already. Got some good volume on here. So let's find some levels of support and resistance. So let's start here with Roku this morning. I like the way Roku is setting up. Again, it was kind of stuck within this choppy area over the last couple of days. We seem to be wanting to break out of that at the moment. We're bouncing off that 127, which is an area we expected some kind of a pullback, at least, if not a bounce, because we have a lot of support in this area. So let's remove these levels. We'll make some fresh ones. So towards the top, you got the high and lows from the last 2 trading days, which are creating basically somewhat of the range this thing has been stuck in, right? 145. Look at the low from the last 2 days at 140. And now we have this other range right here, which is the close from yesterday, previous day close, around 131.60, right? So now we're going to add some levels on here, right? We clearly have this one right here, which is an area of support. The price action is bouncing off of that right now, 127.70. Low of the pre-market is 127.58. So we can actually do low of the pre-market. That's fine. But it's close enough to these areas of support that you want to have on your list, right? This is a very clean area of support and resistance. Below this, we have some room to run. If we can break down below this 127.62 towards the bottom, you got a very clean. I know these three daily charts are very daily bars are very funky here, but you got a very clean support coming off at 117, right? Look at the 117 here, nice support. That was prior resistance when we had a nice little gap up here on this day where we went up all the way up to 117, right? So you have that on there. In between that, you have also a good support and resistance area closer to about 122. Which is great to have, guys, because from 128 to 117, it is possible. Roku can move like that. We've seen Roku, drop very aggressively and pop up very aggressively. There's nothing new to it. But you want to have something in midpoint. I think 122 is a great midpoint area. It's a $5 down. And then below that, you have another 5 down to 117. So that's what we have for Roku. Towards the top, guys, you have plenty of resistance already. Moving averages all in here besides the 200, 59, and 20 are right on here. Highs and lows from the last two trading days and the previous day close, providing you a lot of traffic up there. Towards the bottom, I think it's a greater play. If this thing can break down here, we have probably a less area of resistance to go towards the bottom here. RAD, again, continues to be active towards the top. Highs and lows from the last two trading days, creating some good support and resistance. At the moment, low of our pre-market is sitting right at 1475, so I'm going to mark that down. There we go, mark that down, 1475. And then below that, if we can break that, we have a nice area here around 1384. And then another one on here, moving average as well, around 1250. So we're going to have those two levels towards the bottom. Again, this thing looks a little bit weak, like it wants to give some back after having a huge rejection of this 24. Now, if you guys remember, we talked about this thing having a very high short interest, right? So again, that could be the difference. Now this probably will cause some of this pop up, people getting squeezed to the heavens here. Once all those people that are squeezed are out, you can have it drop like this back down to this normal trading range. So we'll keep an eye on RAD, see how that's doing today. SAVA, excuse me. This one, the pre-market activity is not as great as it has been the last couple of days. These 3 days here, you had a good pre-market activity and some good intraday trading. Yesterday was not so clean. Pre-market was great, but the open was horrible, and then towards the end, it kind of did something. But again, not looking all that clean this morning. Might not be one of my favorite ones that I keep on our list. So highs and lows from the last two trading days, creating some levels right here. Previous day close very close to the high of the pre-market now. Towards the bottom, you have a resistance at 5. That could be an area where this thing can come down and retest. And then you have another low from from Friday, which is creating that support here at $4. So again, I think that's what you have right now for SAVA. I'm not really liking the way this is setting up pre-market wise. So again, might not be one that we keep on our final list. SVRA, this one again, it's got a better pre-market activity. It's a very active 2.3. It is down $4.3 this morning. And we do have actually our levels that we have now are pretty decent. So we have a 439, which is very close to the low of the pre-market now at 442. We have 358. Where did we get that from? That was probably the low of the pre-market for yesterday, which we can keep on here. That's fine. 322 is the low. Oh, why did I move that? You know what? It's already marked for us. Low of the day yesterday, right on there, 322. So we have that already. So that's good. Around 325 and then 279. So we got some levels towards the bottom. High of our pre-market all the way up 648. I don't think this thing wants to get back up. It doesn't look like it has a strength right now, but we do have a very active pre-market activity. Look at this flow here. We got some candles throwing things off, but overall it's a very active pre-market activity with some decent volume. So I think we can get some kind of punch through on this one at the open. Here's Apple, guys. Again, Apple's giving some back. Pre-market is very active at 128,000 shares traded. Kind of getting toppy of this all-time high around 294ish or so. So definitely worth keeping an eye on. Right now for levels, we have actually some good levels already. Highs and lows from the last two trading days towards the top. Previous day close. Right now towards the bottom, we have the low from 2 days ago. And then we have this beautiful level here at 285.23. And then one all the way down here at a 278. You can also use the top of this consolidation here, right? So if you look at the top of that 282.04 was a very nice resistance over the last couple of days, right? So you can keep that on there as well for Apple. AMD, excuse me, AMD. Let's remove these levels. So we're kind of getting toppy here of this 47 area we had, right? We had a tough time there. It looks like we're coming back down a bit here. We got the low of the pre-market right very close to this moving average, so we'll keep that there. Below that, you have an area of nice resistance here. You kind of have a bull flag forming with this 43.17. Took a while to break out of that. It finally did, so have that on there. And then we know AMD doesn't move much, so I'm going to mark something in between here as well, which is 44.23. As a possible area where we can have some kind of loss of momentum or a pullback around that area. So again, pre-market activity is looking very good. We got some really good volume, guys. 500,000 shares traded so far. We're slightly down 1%, so not much, but again, we got a very active pre-market activity on AMD today. NIO, guys, I think this could be a great one for a continuation today. Up already 17%, 7 million shares traded so far, and they're moving on a catalyst. So this is why this thing has been so active. I'm going to remove some of these levels now. High of the pre-market at the moment, 450, so we'll mark that down, and the low, 395. And that's really all I'm going to mark down for NIO, because yesterday we got some levels. Your lows from yesterday is here, your previous day close, low of your pre-market, high of your pre-market, and the high from yesterday, creating some really good levels, some really good recent levels for NIO. If you look at the pre-market right now, if you look at the pre-market, you can see how active this thing is and how much volume we're getting here. So, I mean, we got a huge block trade here of 1.3 million shares traded, but the stock's traded 7 million shares. So this is not, don't look at this as, oh, this is not going to be a great pre-market activity. This is a beautiful pre-market activity, and it's trading very well. Even better after this block trade, starting to trade a lot better here with some good flow. So let's definitely keep an eye on that one this morning. And here's Tesla, guys. I think Tesla is looking kind of rather weak here, like it wants to lose some of these levels. Towards the top, you got plenty highs and lows from the last two trading days. You could actually remove this 413 out of here because you have your previous day close right in there. But below this, you do have an area right here, 396.23. So we'll mark that down. And then down here, an area of resistance at 385-ish. Very close to this moving average as well. So again, I think Tesla is going to be nice to watch today as well. Pre-market activity is very active. Not much volume as we have seen the last couple of days, but the pre-market is trading very nice, so definitely worth watching Tesla this morning. NVCN we have here for a possible low flows coming back a bit. Let's do some levels where we have our high all the way up here at 1150. Pre-market is actually giving us a nice level here off of 7. So I'm going to mark down 7. You got a nice bounce, a consolidation happening at 7, then the pop-up. If this can get back to 1147, that would be great. This is not one of my favorite type of stocks to trade. But right now, if this can get going towards the top, it could become a lot better. Let's go back and see what do we have here as far as levels. It's a nasty weekly chart, so I don't see much on here. Maybe here 1813, and then over here it just gets really crazy. Not gonna do levels for that, but 1813 looks like a possibility. This thing has known to go up higher. You can also have 1452. So we got some levels towards the top, but the most important thing on this type of stock is to make sure that you're watching the price action, right? If you get a buck, 50 cents out of this, with a decent amount of shares without risking too much, that's a really good move, right? Don't try to go for a home run on these type of stocks, because that is when, when they catch resistance, the drop is a lot faster. Like they say, take the escalators up and the window down. So just be very cautious on these type of stocks. You get a dollar move, 50 cents move, take profit, and be ready to bail out immediately if this thing starts going the other direction. All right, guys, so that is what we have. So we have, let's just recap a bit here. So again, Roku I definitely like. RAD I definitely like. We do have shares for short, losing this 1475. Let's get the daily here. SAVA. Yeah, I'm not a fan of SAV. I'm going to remove this one from my list today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One too many. I do like Tesla. I think Tesla looks great. NIO, I'm definitely watching. Great pre-market activity, good action. AMD, it's got a good pre-market activity. I'm going to keep that on there for now on pause. Apple is okay. I might remove Apple and keep it as possible. SVRA, yeah, I don't like the way this one's trading. SVRA's got to go. So RAD, Apple looks so-so. AMD is okay. NIO is great. Tesla is great. Roku is great. And RAD is great. So we have 4 really good ones that are our favorites today. Roku, RAD, NIO, and Tesla, I think, are the ones that look amazing today. And Apple will be a good one here if it gets going. And AMD is so-so. It could be tricky with AMD. It can give you a good day. It could give you just a horrible choppy open. Either way, you want to wait a few minutes for AMD to get going. Sometimes it has a choppy open, but then it gives you an amazing trading day after that. All right, guys. So Peter's watching Tesla, NIO, Roku, AMD, and RAD. Thor is watching RAD and Roku. So I think we have a pretty good list. Anything else that we might have missed, guys? Anything else that you have on your radar that looks great? This NVCN, I'm just going to remove this, guys. I'm not going to spend time with this low flow when we have such a great number of stocks here to trade today. All right, BABA on the daily might be decent for a short. Let's check. BABA. Yeah, see, BABA's got the same kind of Tesla look, right? So here's BABA. Yeah, it's got kind of like that same look. Doesn't have great volume right now, but they tend to get the volume at the open anyway. But yeah, this could be a nice little drop here if it can get going. Brian is watching RAD, NIO, Roku, NVCN, and Nugget. So Brian's got a very similar list. I think we're all watching. Again, these RAD, NIO, Roku, and even Tesla. I think those four, that could be your watches right there. Those four are really, really good. I am actually going to put this in order of favorites. I'm going to take out AMD and put it down here, and also Apple. These are just fillers because I can watch 6 stocks the way my monitors are set up, so I'll throw those on there, but I'm really going to be focused on Roku, RAD, NIO, and Tesla. I think these have they have everything going for right now. If you look at it closely, Roku has a great pre-market activity with some good volume and a beautiful daily chart with some room to run towards the bottom here. Right, that's just perfect. It has the 3 things going for it. RAD, same situation, good pre-market activity. We have some room to run towards the bottom. Has not the best daily chart, but it is very extended, and we're giving some back now. Now, this could be setting up nicely for a rising devil, selling down here. We get a pop towards the VWAP. Could be a good rising devil to get in for a short. So we'll see how that sets up at the open. It is on short selling restrictions, so it might take a little bit to get your entry. You got to sit on the ask. But again, if it's popping up here, I think it can be a good short rising devil here. NIO also has got a great pre-market activity. It's got some good catalysts behind it. Did a great day yesterday, going from $3 all the way to $5. And this pop here was very clean. This was not a pop where you see one of those low flow stocks where it just pops up for a couple of minutes and then comes right back down. This was very clean, and you could have taken several trades, ABCD patterns off of this. So it was very tradable with some good opportunities. Today, pre-market is already starting to look very clean, good volume, and we have some good levels to run towards the top here with a catalyst behind it, which is causing this move. So again, NIO also looking great. Tesla, right now, I don't think they have any news out at the moment, but their pre-market activity, again, is looking very clean. Look at the flow in the pre-market activity here with some significant volume, 174,000 shares traded. And the daily also, you got some room to run towards the bottom, towards this 396. So I think that looks good also. And then the possibles, AMD, as we spoke about, and Apple has some fillers. If something else comes up on the scanners that look better, I can exchange those for something else. All right, folks, that is what we have, guys. 9:15 Eastern time, 15 minutes to the open, and we're going to go to the chat room and continue to prepare there and fine-tune this. Brian will be on in a second, and me and him will walk you through the open. Take care, guys, on YouTube. Thank you for joining the pre-market show, and we appreciate you spending your time with us this morning. Have a happy new year, and we will see you next week, Thursday. Today's Tuesday, Thursday, 8:30 Eastern time. Again, take care, guys, and have a great happy new year. Trade safe. We'll see you guys then.